Well, hello everyone and welcome to Diamond Art with Del. Today I have a bit of a workup video for you guys. This is actually a paint by numbers and I unboxed it on the channel not too long ago, and it's from Art Create Love, is the company that sent some products free for review. So I was sort of saying in the unboxing that I'll come and show you guys what these look like when they're done. And that was my intent at the time, sort of thing. But actually, I thought maybe I'll just do a workup video and I can just sort of recap through all the product and we can see it coming together and see what it looks like when it's finished, basically. So this is going to be going back through the product, setting up, and then we're going to start painting very soon. And yeah, we'll see what we have at the end. So there we go. That's what we're going to basically do today. So getting stuck into it. Now these products were sent in these sort of what do you call that bubble wrappy envelope thing. Inside I've still got my brushes. So this one I believe came with these little black brushes. There was 3 in the set. Where are we? And I have like a flat brush and then a very small round and another very fine round. There's also these little particles so you can hang your picture up on. So you'd need to mount that onto a board or something to use those, but they're there. So I'll have these 3 brushes, which I'm going to get them out now because I'm going to use them. I have a lot of my own paint brushes, but for this demonstration, I am just going to stick to what is exactly in your kit and what you receive and just work with that. Because if you are a starter painter or something like that, or new to the craft, you're going to use what you're given, basically. So you want to know if the kit's actually good. And that's basically what this is going to be about, is having a look at what you actually get in your kit. Now I'm going to leave them in there and just put them aside somewhere. I don't know if you can see that, but there we go. So that is your 3 brushes, as sort of said. And, whoops. There we go. And so we'll be using those today in different spots and that, where you need the big bits and the little bits. This one had those basic instructions, so I just won't worry about that too much. I'm going to throw them over there somewhere. Came on a foam roller. Again, I'm going to throw that on the floor. And then this is the image we will be painting today. It's a gorgeous little hummingbird there collecting nectar from some hibiscus or some sort of, I don't know. I'm not very good with flowers, sorry. But anyway, there we go. That's basically it. I don't know why I have scissors here, but I do. Paints is 10 different colours, so we'll open those as well. So I can just go in my little corner where all the rubbish will head. So that is little pots of paint. You can see they're very small, beautiful colours. Green and reds and blues and yellows. It's going to be very bright and happy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is our basically what we call our charting or follow or guide. And then we've got some more neutral colours here. So I hope that's all coming up all right. All right, we'll find out how these will go. Now this is, oh look, there's a little screw thingy. Let's put that back in there for a minute. There you go. Off he goes. All right, pop him aside. Now I unrolled this basically yesterday, thinking I want to do this painting, just see if it'll sit a bit better, which it does by doing that. So all I'd done was, when they come, they rolled that way with the canvas out. I just rolled it the other way and I didn't tie it up tight. I just used the same elastic band and just slipped it right over the top. Done. All right, let's have a look first, make sure you can see, and what is it looking through the camera like. All right, I've got this awful big glare going on, so we're going to get rid of that. First things first, where's that coming from? Sorry about that glare. That was in the part of the video. I was opening windows to thinking that would be a nice way to have natural lighting, but I think this is much more easier for everyone to see. So I've got my pots of paints there. I've got my canvas, hopefully in a good spot for you guys to see what's going on. The other additional things I have brought to the party is some paper towel to wipe my brushes on. And I also brought a jar of water. I probably won't use it that much, but it's there basically. All right, let's get started on this image. I'm hoping it is going to be in a suitable spot for you guys to see, and we can both enjoy this process. Now, I'm just using an old fold-up table, so I'm not worried about putting things down or anything. This table was bought in purpose of this sort of crafts and things, so I don't care if it gets paint on it. But if you have a surface you're working on at home and you do care about it, then ideally I put some old paper, newspaper, paper towel, something down behind your work. Or alternatively, you could put it up on some sort of board and work it that way too, and put a board underneath. Just whatever it is to protect your important surfaces. Right, let's have a look. So we might just start at the very beginning and go with number 1. So 1 is this sort of very pale, nearly minty green colour, and I'm hoping it's going to come up in this light. So this is the first pot we'll be opening and looking at. Now number 1s are hopefully here somewhere. I can't see any just yet. So what I might do is find my reference photo again. And obviously it being a green in this picture, it's most likely around these leaf areas, so I'm going to look for that. Or it could be around this teal part of the bird, so we'll have a look at those areas as well and see what we can find. That's always the fun part. And some of these numbers are very, very small. Very, very small. In fact, I can't find one at all at the moment. I won't even be able to read these pieces down here because they're going to be too small. I don't know what that is. I won't have a clue. So we're going to guess those. I think they look like 8s down the bottom there. And so I found some number 1s. I shan't do that over the painting. That would be stupid. Now, normally these are quite easy. Now you can separate these if you want. You might find it easier. Just snip it with some scissors. I don't know. Rightio. So here's my. Ooh, look at this. Woohoo! So this is a beautiful colour. And my little pot of paint. I'm trying to get it on myself. I will sit that there. Now ideally the best thing about keeping them together, they don't tip over as easy, so that will be helpful. But yeah, I'm going to sit it just there. Now I might be adventurous and use this, what I'll call the medium brush, throughout this fiasco. Where is she? There we go. I think you can see that one. So this one here I'm going to use is, oh god, right, so this one here, I don't know if it's focusing or not because I can't see from where I am, but yeah, I'm going to call this one my medium brush, and I'm going to use that for my first part of the pot. Rightio. So let's see if we can get a little closer. We might even spot an angle differently here. Here we go. So I'm going to be working on a couple of spots on this bird. So we're going to do that first, and that's number 1. So we're just going to dip into the pot. I'm just going to use the tip of my brush. I'm not going to be blobbing that right in too far because there is no need. And number 1 is just this little section here, and I'm going to just gently fill that in. Look at that. Beautiful. These paints are flowing on nice and smooth. It's not a gluggy. I like that so far. That's nice. Yes, that goes on quite well. Now these canvases are already prepped and ready to go as far as they're sealed. They've got the coating on there, so that will also help your paint go on smoothly and a bit more easily as well. Little dab, dab, dab again. Now I have a little one in here. And then another bigger one through here. Now you want to try and stay as close as you can, of course, inside your lines that are provided. But you know what? Every piece is your piece. So if you go a little bit here and there, that's okay, because that makes it unique to you. And you know what? We all don't have the most steadiest hands sometimes. Especially something this small, you just might find it's a little bit tricky. And you might not even be able to read a number on something this small too. So it might be just a case of looking at your reference and therefore following what you believe is the best spot to put that paint, because you can do that. It's your piece of art. You are the person that's going to enjoy the process. So as I said, mine is not going to be perfect. I know that. I don't even care. I just like I'm going to say it's not a task, but the process of painting. I like that. It is a good feeling, just that flow of the paint and the paintbrush going. I like it. Now, is there any more ones in this vicinity? Not jumping out at me. So if that's going to be around there and there of the bird. I don't know if there will be any other ones, honestly. That's a lot of pot of paint for just one little bit of colour. Just, you know, talk amongst yourselves while I try and find number one. No, I don't think I can see any jumping out right now. We'll see how we go later on in the process. So that is the pot at this point. So I'm going to make sure I shut that, because these are acrylic paints and they will dry out rather easily. So yeah, so I'm just going to wipe my brush onto the towel over there. And we're going to look at number 2. I think we'll try that, see if we can find some of those, shall we? I don't know if I should go by pot or actually just buy something that's jumping out at me at the time. I don't know. You can do your paint by numbers any way you like. I've done a bare minimal of these sort of type things, like the canvases. And I bought really big ones because I didn't want to try and find numbers, and it was alright, but I think the paints on this one are nicer. It was a bit thick. I don't know, the other one, so I didn't enjoy it as much. But this is nice. It's going on quite well, this first colour. Number 2 is what I'm looking for, isn't it? As I waffle on. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Right, so I've got some 2s here. So we're looking at some reds. So where is the reds? It's not really obvious in this image. But apparently there's some reddy colours inside these flowers. So that is what we're going to put, that red colour. Right. Cool. Let's do that. So there's, again, about the same size. I would probably decide to use that medium brush for. You can use whatever you fancy. Again, I'm going to cut it free. Ooh, that's a beautiful colour. Beautiful colour. Not as much in this pot. It is definitely don't know if you can see that or not, but it's definitely a little bit less in there. Now I haven't washed my brush off. We'll probably just rinse it in water because these are acrylics, and I'm going to dry my brush on the paper towel. You probably can't see, that's probably not in shot at this point, but I am just like brushing that to the side there. Rightio, so I'm going to use some red. Now it's only because I like oil paints and I work with them at times, so I'm getting back into that, and that's where I get the habit of not washing my brush as often, so that I can keep my pigments strong in my paints. This is beautiful colour. Ooh. This is going to be a very interesting end result. I'm curious about how it's going to come together. And I don't know, at the moment I'm feeling really positive about it because it seems to be going so well at the start here, far as I'm finding the symbols are right, even though it's very small, but it's more just the flow of the paint that I'm liking, and how well I can control the brushes they gave me. So that is a big part of it, is your tool. And if the bristles aren't good in the brush, then of course they're going to start sticking out everywhere or doing weird things that you don't want brushes to do, and of course that means your paint goes everywhere, that sort of thing. But these are good. They're holding their shape at the moment. I mean, they haven't done much yet, but they're starting off strong. Let's put it that way. We're starting out strong. Yeah. I think that's a little 7 there, so we'll just go around that. That's looking kind of good. Now once you've actually done all your colours, there's nothing to say you couldn't go over and give everything a second coat if you find that they've come a bit too clear for you and you want them a bit more opaque for whatever reason, like you just were very careful of how much paint you're putting on and you just, you know, feel it's not a decent coverage. There's nothing to say you can't go back over once everything dries and repaint that area and get a more prominent colour and a better coverage. You might feel you want to do that. You might be very happy with just the end result. So that is a personal preference of what you want to have your piece of art look like at the end of your process. See, I can still see the 2 there, so that might be a thing later on. I might want to wait for that to dry. I've already put a fair bit of paint on there. And I might wait and see how that dries, and if I can still see that too, I might want to come back and put a little bit more colour over it. We'll see how it dries. The other one, number 1s, I can't see at this point. Let me have a look. Now I know there's some 2s over there, but I'm going to just scour this area. It's like a word search for numbers. By looking at my reference, I'm thinking it's going to stay into the center of the flowers, this colour. So I will move over to this one at this point. Blob, blob, blob. Nice. Now there's a bit of overlap here of lines, so I think this 7 colour comes into that area. It would be up to you to decide who you want to go there. Is it the red 2s or the yellow 7s who come into that part of the flower? It's really up to you. As an artist, you decide where you go. Oops. It goes up there and around by the looks of it. Rightio. Something there, I don't know what that little blob is. I really don't. Oops, too much paint on there. Now, while I was doing this one, I've actually sort of bumped my hand onto the red, so I've smudged it a little bit. So you've got to be really careful. If you're jumping around like I am on the canvas, you've got to be really careful where that wet paint is, because you're going to add areas you don't want it on. And this is going to be, number 7 is going to be a yellow, so that's going to really need to dry so I can get coverage of that now. So it might be best to maybe stick to one area and keep changing your colours rather than jumping around like I am today. But I'm testing the waters out for you guys so that we can pick up on these sort of things, and any challenges I find might just be something that saves you, you know, some heartache when you're doing your own creation here. And yeah, it's a learning curve, and that's something I just realised that, yeah, you've got to be really careful. I just sort of roll my hand just a little bit and smudge that. So I've got to be very careful now what I'm doing. Rightio, number 2, there's got to be more than that, surely. No, yes, maybe, possibly, I don't know. I can't see anything at this point. Oh yeah, there we go. So these ones here is a little bit of red just there. So we're just going to pop a little bit there. There's a bit of 2. You guys are probably going, there, I can see it, it's right there. And yeah, you got it, you found it. Good spotting. You found that one. Good job. Rightio, any more? I think that's a little bit of 2 there. Littlest bit just there. Right, just a little bit of 2. I think there's a little bit there too, some little bit of red flecks there. Sure about that bit. Now I do apologise if you hear a bit of road noise at the we've got some roadworks just happening up the road from me, and it's been going on for 2 months now, so it's getting close to finished. But yeah, there's always, even though the road is a main road, of course, and it is blocked off, so traffic's getting diverted and so forth, and of course all the trucks that are doing the roadworks are coming up and past. So at the moment, and you just find it very hard, I am to find a quiet moment of day or night, nearly at the moment, to record. So I do apologise if you do get any background vehicle noise in the video. Now, I can't see them. Look, I'm not saying they're not there. I'm just saying I can't see it right now. So I'm going to move on to another colour. I'm going to shut that pot for now. I do feel that there's going to be some more red in there somewhere. It just doesn't feel right for me to have just that little bit of high colour. Right. Let's try 3. So 3 is this very dark, like nearly royal or navy blue colour. So we're going to pop some of that around. So that's obviously going to be around the bird's wings, etc. So I'll be looking around the bird for this colour. Eek, then I open the lid. Woo! Very pretty. Now, it has got this big broad 3, but I don't know if I want to use the big brush, but I'll give it a go just to try it out. This is what I'm going to call my large brush. I think it'll be better in some of the 9s and things, but we will dab a little bit of that on there. Just a little bit. And this is number 3, so we're going to just like that. Ooh, that's bright. So yes, it can move the paint around rather well. If you've got a steady enough hand, you can come in really kind of close to most of that detail. I don't know if I'm that person right now, but you know, we will see. If I get the edge of this brush, I can get into quite a bit of quite a decent amount of detail up in that part of the wing. Again, this colour is flowing nicely. I like it. I like how it's moving on the canvas. I'm just going to pop that one over there for now. Go back to my medium brush. I'm just going to put some more detailed pieces in because I feel I can get in there better with this medium brush. So I think our next color will be 4. I will keep going in that way at this point, I think. Although it does jump around. I'm wondering if I should stick with the bird and just finish that, or jumping around as might be. I'm worried if I start going everywhere I'm going to paint too much paint and I'm going to start blobbing myself. So I might just concentrate on some of the colours that are in this bird at this point and jump into 5, because I can see some 5s around that area. Just a little bit here and there in his wings. So we might try that. So I might put the 4 aside for now and put him back up, and I might go into this green. So that's what we might do next. Because, yeah, if I start jumping around with those yellows, it's going to be all over the flowers. And, yeah, I probably be resting my hands and could do all sorts of damage, basically. So we got a bit more darker green for this tub. Number 5 is in the bird. You can see around his head there and a bit in his wings. So I'm going to add some of that one now. And we're going to come in and have a bit. I think I might just bring it in a bit closer too once we get this open. There we are. That is the tub for, this is number 5, basically. So that's what we'll be working on next. And we're just going to rearrange this again so you can see better. So I'll be using a very small brush, I think, for this part. There we are, just a little bit closer. There we go. A little bit closer, you can see what I'm working on, as well as everything else going on. Okay, so what I might do is put those 2 brushes to the side. I'm just going to rinse that big one out that I had the blue on and just dry that on the paper towel. Just pop that to the side. I'm going to get out the small one now. So this is the very, very fine end. And it's very fine. Some of the bristles, I don't know if it's going to come up. As you can see, the bristles there on it. A little bit split, but hopefully once the paint comes on and gets some moisture, they should come together. So we're going to be using that very, very fine brush now. And we're going to use this green. So I'm only dipping straight in the colours. I'm not adding water or anything. I'm not diluting my paint. You don't, you know, for this process, you don't do that. And when I have washed my brushes, I'm drying them before I go to the next colour. Now, let's find us some 5s in some, because I can see some very fine areas here to just add some colour to. Hopefully I can do that without running into that 10. And I think if I work on the same area, not only am I creating less headaches for myself as far as blobbing colours all over the canvas, I think I might get a better blend of the colours, hopefully. Yeah, those bristles are being a little bit of a pain in the butt. So I'm just angling, even though this is a round brush, I'm angling those bristles around, just so I can sort of get a nice sharp edge. They were jumping out everywhere, those 5s before, now when I want them. I'll just put a little bit there, might help blend that colour around a bit. We've actually got quite a nice day today outside, so I guess that's why everyone's roaming around and getting out and about, because we're in autumn at the moment, but and it has been cold, but we actually got quite a nice day today, and I think that's what's encouraging everyone to be out and about and being busy. this afternoon amongst the roadworks up the road. Right, let's go up here. I'm going to still use this fine brush because I want to try and keep a nice edge there. For the time being. Sure if that's a bit of 9 or a bit of the 5 there, but anyway, we will put that bit of colour. I'll probably blend them in a bit throughout these wings anyway. Just going to pop that aside. I might use that again in a moment, so I won't clean it. I'm going to go to my medium brush now, just to get a little bit more paint flowing. There we go. I must say I'm very pleased how this is nice and fluent like the paint. It's not clumpy at all. I'm really liking that. I'm just going to just drag a little bit of fine line there just to give it a bit of, get a little bit of something something. Anyway, 5. Some around his face here. You can get quite into some of these finer lines quite well with this medium brush actually, because it's got a nice edge. It's nicely pointed and shaped. I'm putting very little pressure on this as I'm going to. I am just barely touching the canvas as I'm going around. It's a very, very light touch. I'm normally a very heavy-handed person. And I know that when I'm diamond painting because I really sort of push and shove them in there. But yeah, this is very, very light touch. I'm just going to pop that colour away now because I'm not really sure if I can see any of it at the moment. Not meaning it's not going to pop up later. I'm going to make sure my lid's closed. I'm going to take that excess paint off my brush by putting it on the paper towel, and then I'm going to just rinse that, swishing it around in the water and then drying, making sure it's nice and dry. For the next time I use the colour, I'm just going to put our reference photo there. Again, with a small brush, I'm going to just pop that through the cleaning system the same way. Now I'm not scrubbing my brushes on the base of that jar or anything. I'm to look after the bristles, and I'm only pressing and wiping down one direction. I'm not scrubbing around to look after those bristles as well. Alright, let's have a look at another colour on this bird. There seems to be some 6, which is some white, and and I just saw a 3, which I know I've done that, so that's kind of annoying, but we'll come back to that sort of thing. We just finished the blue and I see one of those. We will do, I don't know. No, I might just jump. Oh, that's a black. That's going to clean up the lines. No, I won't do 10 because that'll clean up a lot of lines. That'll be good for the end. 9 is a brown that kind of does the same job. Okay, so I've got some brown colours. I've got 8 and that. What's 6? That's white, wasn't it? Yeah. Decisions. Okay. 9's jumping out at me, so I'm going to go with that. I'm just going to start jumping around my colours because I think I'm going to concentrate just on this bird at this point in time. And then what I might even, I don't know, I might do some off camera once I get close to the end, just so we can see it finished today. Ooh. So this is a much more, I was going to say tan, but it's not tan. It's a dirty sort of colour. So there's quite a lot in these tubs, which is quite interesting. It's good. I mean, they're going to be full anyway, but some companies only send you with half tubs. So this is number 9. So I've got this one in here. I'm hoping, I'm just going to check my camera, make sure you can see what I'm doing, which you can't. There we go. So this is the brown we are using at the moment. And this is number 9. Okay. So we've got a bit of that on this bird. We're going to do that for now. I'm going to use the medium brush again. I think for this part, because there is still quite a big area for this section here. There's lots of little fine ones, but this brush has got a nice tip at the end. It's quite pointed. Now this one here should have been done earlier. That is actually 3, which is that really navy blue, but I'll get back to him in a moment. That colour is starting to lead off into the flowers, so I better get back to where I'm supposed to be, which is the bird. So this is just a nice brown. I'm just dabbing here and there, trying very hard to find all the numbers. Not that so much they're not well printed, it's just that they are so smaller area. It's just making that a little bit harder to find, basically. So this is only a 20 by 20. I bought it small because I wanted to firstly just sort of look at the products that they had to offer, see what the quality was like. And also I felt that I could do something like this much easier to review the product and actually give you guys some more insight of what the product's like to work with. And therefore, if you're interested in this craft, you could then have some confidence that you should receive a good kit. But if I was to purchase one for myself, I think I would probably go a bit bigger, and hopefully then the numbers would also be easier to read, I'm hoping. So that's just something, food for thought. I'm hoping that the numbers would be bigger on kits. So you've got this section like I'm working here, obviously everything is bigger, so the lines, I should say, at very least should be not as close, and that should open the area so you can read. Somewhere like here where the lines are going over the top of where it's printed, it's really a little bit of guesswork is going on at the moment on where everything should go. Basically, I am in a little way guessing. It looks like the 4 goes there, that the 10 goes there, and so on and so forth. So yeah, at the minute it's a little bit of guesswork, but we'll see what we come up with at the end result. Right, I think that area, there's lots of 9s still I can see around, like this big section here, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I am going to now wash the brush, again wiping off the excess, swishing, cleaning dry. La di 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 da di da doo doo. Right, now there's lots going on here, but there's probably 6 and 9s and 8s, so I think I might lead to 8 because it's the next sort of tanny colour, and I'm going to go and open that one up. Right, so a very light sort of tan colour in this pot. I'll have a open it up and have a look at it. Shook off on me then. Right, so there we go. That is that one. It's a very softer colour in this one. Now I might stick with the medium brush again for this one, and I'm going to do a bit of work on 8 and try and get this bird done at very least today. We'll see how I go. I wanted to have this finished today, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how we go. So that is a nice softer tan. It's going nicely with that other colour too. That's good. And you can sort of just blend it a little bit when you're working in the same area. So I think I like the idea of sort of sticking here, even though I'm changing colours. I like that idea better than just jumping all over and finishing a single colour. As I said, I haven't really done much in paint by numbers before, or for a long time, either way you look at it, other than children's ones back in the day. Let's face it, that is a while ago. And a couple of the other ones I have tried, I don't know, I think it was the paints themselves that just put me off. They didn't flow as nice as these ones are flowing nicer, so maybe the pots I got were already a little dry, and that might have been what just threw me off it. I'm not sure. Or that they had just really big boring areas and you sort of get a bit sick, like, you know, the detail on the changing out or something wasn't, I don't know, there's something like that. But I have got them sitting there, so maybe I might get them back out again, you never know. Looks pretty groovy, doesn't it? Eight. Now I've got a big section over there. I'm not worried about going those really big bits at the moment. I'm just trying to get in there. Now is that 8? So I'm not sure if that's supposed to be dark or light. I think that's supposed to be in like the dark brown for the 9, that bit. And that's the white for his eye, and then the black. So that little bit there I've just done should be darker brown by the looks of the book. Not sure what this bit is, so we might just put that a bit of colour in there. But that, I think I'll come back and do a darker colour. 10's going up there. That's a bit of colour up there. Fine, 8's around here. So let's move to number 6, people. We'll go to number 6. So 6 is a white. Squeeze that out. There we go. So this is white and this number 6. Again, I'm going to stick with the medium brush. It's got some white around his chest plate here, a little splash there. Going by the image, which is teeny tiny and rolled up the wrong way at this point. At least this one came with one. This is why I chose, one of the reasons I chose this image first to do, because it didn't have any obvious challenges. Yeah, so the lighter colours around his little chest plate there and around maybe his tail. I think that's just, yeah, that's just the greens colour. And of course in his eye there, we will see how that goes. Alright, so we're going to add a little splash of white to this one. Just like that. And then across here. It's going to have quite a sharp edge to the colours. So if you wanted to, you could add a little bit of tan and just blend the edges. Or, you know, do these two colours next to each other at a similar time if you don't want a crisp line. Just help blend it. Such. Now, what was I doing? 6 anywhere else at all? I think there's a little hint of it just there. Slightest of margin of the white just there. Just to give a highlight around his tail. In this, there's a big patch here of 6. That's going to be a very strong white for the background, and of course up here. I am not doing those big areas right this instant. And we'll see how we go. Next colour. Let's see what else we can pop on here. Number 10 is just sticking out because it's black, and I don't know if I want to do that and sharpen up all the lines with it first, you know. I've got a lot of 4s, this yellow for the flowers coming through the back of his wings. I'm feeling I should fill those in around this area. And then I can get back to the yellows and that in between the flowers that come behind his wings, and maybe get those little bits done. Finish off that 3, and then I can get back to the black, and that should give us a really good shape of this bird. I think that's what we might do. We might go into the 4 and start filling in some of these flower that's coming through behind the wings. So that's there. This is your yellowy colour, I suppose. It's not a bright yellow, it's a bit deeper yellow. More of a cad yellow. Yeah, so we're going, it's not as deep as a mustard, but we're getting close to that sort of scale. So I'm just going to use the medium brush, and I'm going to pop some of that on there, and I'm going to just put that on these little areas that are poking through the wings, because these are actually the flowers and so forth behind it. I can feel that gap. I think I will get better edges on my bird when it's finished. Just coming along. So we have got, this is sort of a random thing that's stuck in my head. When I'm painting, a lot of things come flying into my head. Thoughts about what I need to do and whatnot. One of the recent things we've had to do is, I have guppies. Have you heard of guppy fish? Yeah. Well, I've got a tank of guppies. And some neons are in there too. The neons are now as big as the guppies. My gosh, they're huge. Anywho, so I had a guppy, and he's a beautiful white guppy. And I say had because I lost him over the summer because of the heat. Just cooked him, I think. I don't know. That's what I blame anyway. Anyway, he left us, unfortunately, left this little world. He's a beautiful little white guppy, and I called him Diamond. But before he left, he did leave a little legacy behind, because we had 2 girl guppies. So Diamond's a boy, and those 2 girls that we got basically from the actual pet shop. But yeah, we always laugh because he said, "Oh, we'll give you these fish for free," because we had a voucher or whatever. So we got these 2 guppies. Because there were no boys, we ended up getting the girls for whatever reason. Seemed logical at the time. And one thing, if you had guppies, they are excellent breeders. Very much so. So our one boy and these 2 girls have now made, I don't know how many fish, because those fish are made fish and so forth. So we have now got 2 tanks where we've been having to separate boys and girls. So I've been learning a lot about what boy guppies look like and what female guppies look like, and therefore being able to separate the 2. So I was having a bit of chuckle to myself because I've just finished trying to sort them out after we cleaned the tanks just a couple of days ago. I thought, well, while the tanks are nice and clear, I thought I might get in there and have a look and see who's who, you know, and put yous in your grouping so that I can slow down the reproduction, because it's just at a crazy level. So every time I look in, there's more little babies, and you think, oh my goodness, I'm going to run out of space to put tanks for everybody. So yeah, we need to separate you guys. So I've got a boy tank and a girl tank, basically, not to be too fine a point on it. So I have been what I call filing fish. So that is what I was having a bit of chuckle to myself in the head, because it's just like filing fish. That's what I'm doing right now, because I'm scooping them out and having a look at them, identifying who's who, and putting you in that spot and you in that spot. So boys are in that tank and girls are over there. Hopefully that will stop this nonsense going on, because it's just getting way out of hand and way too many fish. So we will see. Hopefully that sorts them out. So yeah, filing fish, that's what I've been doing. That's the only way I can describe it. The problem is, of course, you've got to wait till they get quite big, like, you know, able to reproduce at that stage of their lives, before you can really sort of figure them out properly. You're sort of doing a lot of guesswork otherwise. But yeah. So quite a few girls are in the boy tank, have been moved over to the girls' quarters. So that's been the tank that's been super busy. I think there was one male I found in the girls' tank that sort of must have got put in there early or was young when I was doing the breeding checks, and yeah, so he was a happy little camper in there till now. He's in with on the boys' camp. So yeah, I just think it's kind of funny. That you file fish into groups, so to speak, just to keep the numbers down. So I'm getting a little bit carried away with this. Just do the background of these wings, Del, and next minute I'm going over here and over there and looking at falls all over the place. There's a little bit in there. These are these little fine spots, but you need them for the colour to blend along, I suppose. Right, I don't know what that one's supposed to be. Maybe it's supposed to be blue as well. I think that's a bit of 4 there. Not sure what that one is, and there is something, but I'm not sure. I think it might be a bit of blue or that dark green, I think. We'll add a little line into there, or black or something, it'll sort it out. Now, where are we up to? I think I might just go back and do this 3 and tidy that up, and then I've got the bright yellow 7s to put in there. Shut that one for now. Again, wipe off the excess, swish, and dry. And back to 3. Now I'm just going to tidy up some of these mist spots and whatnot. My question is, why is that 10 and what's that different there? Oh, that's the bloody blue, you know. So I've just sort of picked up on the fact, I'm thinking, why does this gap look weird? It's because I never finished the blue earlier. My bad. So that goes to show you, not a professional. So this all should be this 3. And because it's such a big area, I sort of edged it off with the brush and then did the details and then just nicked off to another colour. So there we go. This will make much more sense to this area now. I'm thinking, gee, that's a lot of black over there. It's going to be very solid. why have I got a line here for black and then another line over there? And then I realised this is the blue that I didn't continue on with earlier. And you're all probably sitting there going, what is she doing? Why did she leave that open? Probably yelling at me through your phones and things like, hey, go back, you haven't finished the blue. It's okay. Having my blonde moment, that's okay. Just way too relaxed, obviously, doing this because, yeah, I wasn't even concerned about that. I was still like, why does that have those lines there and why does that do that? Just thinking it's number 10. That's much more, makes a lot more sense to the colours and things that are happening on this page now. What's the saying? We don't make mistakes, we just make happy accidents. I think that was one of them. A bit of black outlining for that, and that's good. That has the black soles in here. Bit of yellow, the flowers have got to go in behind that there. Now we can get, that's all black, that's all black. I think we can get on with it now. Right, coming together. Now I know that eye needs to have that darker brown because it's going to look weird otherwise, so I'm going to pop that in. Don't do that. That's going to look better. And then I'll have some black around that. I might just put some of this 7 in the background here because I'm going to clean that all up with black in a minute. So this is the first time opening the 7, which is a really much more brighter. It's a lovely yellow, honestly, nearly a sunflower yellow. You'd almost say that. It's very pretty. Just dab that in there. There we go. You can see the 7s underneath, so I'm just going to add a little bit extra coverage. But as this is drying, I'm noticing most of the colours are quite good far as you don't see your numbers underneath and your lines and so forth, so that's good. This orange you might want to come back and give a little dab later, but other than that, I'm going to do that whole section there. I just want to take some paint off the brush. I might need to cover that up, so the next coat will fix that problem I had earlier. Look at that. There we go, getting there. Rightio. That's coming along really nicely. I'm just going to do this black outline, and then we will see what we're doing after that. Ouch. It's my wrist, don't worry. Oops, I should have wiped that off. Otherwise I get too much colour in my water. Right, just wash and dry my brush again. And now I'm going to open 10, and that's going to give us this big section in the middle here, this very dark part of under the wing. I've got a bit of liner there, some more of the tail, and of course his beak that's going into the flower there. So that's going to be number 10. Oh, sorry. I am a liar. I thought it was going to be a black. It is a very dark green. Here I am talking about black all the time. It's not really. It is a dark green. I don't know why I said black all the time. Well, that's good because it's going to be too dark otherwise. Anyway, so that's number 10. I keep referring to black. I'm so sorry. I'm thinking it was going to be a very dark colour, but yes, it's dark green. Not black. Well, that's much better because I was thinking in my head, how is that going to come across with the other colours? It's going to look really sharp and very prominent on the painting. I didn't think that was going to work. Don't know why I thought it that way. There we go. geez, look at that. Oh, wow, that looks good. His tail looks really nice, actually. I really like that. That's looking groovy. Ah, man, that's cool. Oops, blub 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 blub. I can pick that up later. Maybe those drops can be the nectar going up his little nose there, little beak. I'm sure I can cover them later. Around his head. Okay. This is interesting, isn't it? Ooh, look at that. Now, I think I was referring this as black because when I look at the image, it looks like a black colour. That makes sense. So that's why I'm thinking I was referencing from the colour rather than the pot. The black edge. But this bird is looking groovy. Now I've got to do a lot of background, which I might just probably just dig it on a time lapse or just trucks going through. I might either just do a little time lapse of the rest of this one and show you in a moment the end of result, but that bird is coming up so good. Now for his little eyeball, let's do that first before we go into the other part of it. We're going to try and hold this as steady as I can. And we're going to keep it nice and steady. Nice and steady. There we go. I'm not going to muck around with it too much. Just to highlight that eye a bit more. Alright, I think, is that the birdie done? Yeah. Not sure what that is going on back there. I think that's that light brown colour, so I'll leave that. It's not this one. Alright, I think that's the birdie. He looks groovy, doesn't he? So you could definitely muck around with this if you want and add some more highlights here and there, maybe just to like that. Give it some more definition to where those wings are going. I think I feel like I'd like to come back here and put some more lighter, like a little shade of white, because his wings are a little bit whiter there and lighter in the image. Oops. So I'm just going to get rid of some of this stuff off this brush. It's really dark colour and I'm going to a light colour to do this. So I'm going to be a bit tricky and see if I can. I'm just going to put the smallest and smallest little highlight just on those wings there. There we go. I don't know if I like that or not, but they're there. I might just blend them out again with a little blue. Make them disappear again. So you can do this sort of stuff. It's no reason why you can't. Just to give it a little bit of personal pizzazz. There we go. Just a slightest highlight there, just through that wing. Yeah, so you could come over and put some more teal or something there if you like, but well, I'm going to leave the little bird here at this stage, and I will come back and work on all the background in the next video, as this one has gone way longer than expected. But I hope you enjoy working along with me on this paint by number by Art Create Love. Thank you so much for watching and joining me here today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you in my next video. Stay tuned and don't forget to hit the bell to get notified when I upload next. Bye for now, keep crafty, and I'll see you in my next video.